In this video, I'm going to show you how to create a basic video using a website called WeVideo. The first thing you need to do is to navigate to WeVideo at www.wevideo.com. Then what you're going to do is sign in to WeVideo. And you can do that by using your Google account that we have at school. So click on the little G for Google, then go to your account, click on the name of your account. And inside, you may be asked to sign in right then. That's fine. Just put in your password for your Google account, and it'll work. All right. So what we're going to do is we're going to work on a project. Now I've set a project up for you. So all you have to do is click on Projects, and then go to where it's called. So if you were to have any projects already, that would be in this window right here. But since we don't, we're going to go to the one that's shared with me. So this is the project we're going to be working on here. It's called Was the American Revolution Avoidable? So you'd click on this and it would open up this part and it would ask you to create a new video edit. So you're going to click Start. That takes a few seconds to create the editing environment for us. And perfect. So just to get a little bit of idea of where things are and how things work, down here is your timeline. And this is where you're going to be putting all of your video, audio, and effects into, even your transitions. They're going to allow your video to be created. Over here is where you're going to be able to see the actual video that's being played when you move the playhead. This is called the playhead. This is whatever's on this is what's going to show up on this screen over here. Over here are all of your resources, which we call My Media, that we have to be able to use on this project. Right now I don't have very much in there, but I'll be adding some in there in just a few minutes. Then we have some that are called shared. This is if anything that was shared with me that I could use in this project. And then the next one is called the project media. This is stuff that the teacher has shared with you that you could use. Right here I have a picture of the Boston Tea Party and of the Boston Massacre. So you can see I have those two things that you can use. If you had any old project videos that you wanted to insert in here, you can go to your finished videos and have that as access too. If you like to look at like a little picture, this is how you leave it set up. You can also do it by files if you'd like. You can put these, you can filter media out by deciding you just want the videos, photos, audio. You can have them go by name, update that you uploaded them, the duration, ascending or descending order, or you can just search for it. So if you wanted to find the Boston Massacre, anything that had Boston in it, you could search and it will find anything that has Boston in it for you. So that's a nice way to quickly find things you need. All right, up here on this area right here, you have your media, you have the text. So if you want to make a title, you're going to come over here. You're going to have in here also music. You also have transitions that you can put in between each clip. And then you have backgrounds, solids, overlays, and frames in here that you can choose from also. So lots of different stuff that you can add into your video. So let's start with our title. So I'm going to use one of the pre-created titles here to make a title for our project. So let's say I decide to use there's all kinds of different ones here, but you can see some of them have motion to them. You can see some of them are just static titles. So you have lots of different stuff to choose from. So I'm going to use this one right here, and you can click on it and it will give you a little preview what it's going to look like. So to actually use this title, all I'm going to do is click and hold and drag it down into what's called Video 1. And I can play this and see what it's going to look like. Here's the playhead that shows me where the video is starting at. And then I hit play here and I can see what the video is going to look like. Notice it's running right here and showing you all the parts. Okay? So what I can do here is I can manipulate this. So if I click on this, notice this little 3 lines show up. That allows me to do some different things with this. So I'm going to click on the first one to do Open Clip Editor. This allows me to change the title. So maybe I'm going to put in here, Was the American Revolution, if I can spell it right, avoidable? Question mark. and I'm going to put that in my first line there. So if I have that in there, that's going to go where the first line comes in. So maybe I want to try to be a little more fancy here, and I can actually just put in there the word was. So I'm going to cut this out, and then put in here the, and then put in here American Revolution, and then put up here avoidable. And you can mess around with this. I'm just showing you an example. And so in here, you might want to put in your name. Okay? That's not going to actually flow perfectly, but this is what it's going to look like if I were to run it like that. So I come back here and I say done editing, and then when I play this, it says this was avoidable, which doesn't really make a lot of sense. So I'd want to adjust this to make it make more sense. So see how it's got some of the words in there? I like how it looks, but I'd want to adjust that to maybe move was the, maybe put that as was the, and then over here, American Revolution avoidable. And then have over here, American Revolution, and then move this to here, avoidable. Just so I have it kind of make a little more sense, and then maybe up here, Mr. Bolio. So let's just see how this looks when we play it now. So we're done editing. We come back over here, move the playhead back to the beginning, and we hit play. Was the, and then there it is. Okay? Still doesn't look great, but it works for what we're trying to show here. Okay, so now what we want to do is move this playhead to the end of the shot there, and we're going to now add in our first piece of media. So I'm going to take this right here, and I'm just going to show you. Here's your one that I shared with you. I'm going to drag this down and put it right into the line with this. So when I move the playhead back, I just click it and drag it back. Here's your title, and the video then cuts in there to this. So it's a plain video. Okay? Maybe I want to add another piece in, this Boston Massacre high resolution one. It's going to look like this. So now it's telling me, notice here's the time. It's telling me how much time I have on this shot. So this right here is 5 seconds. That title's a little long. So I'm going to go to the edge of this, click on it, go to the edge, and see how it turns to arrows? That allows me now to drag that over. And I can then drag these down a little bit farther down a little bit on the timeline, and so it shortens up that title a little bit, so it's not quite so long. So now when I play my video, I have my title, a little shorter, and then again, I probably have this next shot. This is going to allow for some time for my voiceover that goes with this, and then here's this picture. Okay? Now I can do all kinds of fun things with these things too. I can put a title over the top of this. So how I would do that is I'd come back here at a title, find a title that I want to put in here. Usually the ones that work good are these ones down here. So I'm going to drag that and put it right on top of that. And notice it's there, but I can barely see it, right? So I'm going to shrink this up here, click on it, and I drag it over. And now this title will be on top of the background. So in here, maybe I want to type on this. So if I click on this, there's that little 3 lines again. I can come up here to edit, and I can put in my text here, Boston Tea Party, and then I can change the font to whatever font I want. I can bold it, or I can italicize it, or I can underline it, or I can change the font color. Maybe I want something a little bit more, it's easy to stand out. White's tough to see on a lighter background, so I'm going to change it to red. And then I can also change kind of the background color here of it. See how it gives it a background there? So I can change that to something like that. And then you can also here change the whole square to be a different color. I don't like that, so I'm going to get rid of that. But I could do that if I wanted to. Then when I'm done, I can also position this by moving it wherever I want it to go to. So I'm going to put this on the bottom of the shot, like so. And voila, when I get what I want, I can change the spacing between the letters and make it wider if I want to. I can make the line height, so if there's two lines, I can make the line between them bigger or smaller. I can change the size of the font of the actual text. I can even center this if I want to, or left justify, or angle it, align it with the bottom, align it with the center. If I just by clicking this, this will align it with wherever I need it to go, and then I hit done editing. And I can see this one's, it's too far off here, isn't it? So I have to go back, click on the little editor, come back here, come back to this, and I can grab this and move it to this spot where I want it. Okay. Now when I come here and I hit done editing, now I have my title on top. That's why this is like layers of video. So on the bottom layer is my picture, the next layer is my text. So that's how it's going to look. Boston Tea Party. Okay? Then if I want to do more editing on here, I can come up here and click on this and allow this video that I have. So I'm on the text level. I can have it fade in and fade out. So if I click on this here, it's going to fade it in, fade it out. I can make it 1 second, 2 seconds, however long. So let's just leave it at that and see how this looks here. So I come back here now, and this should fade in the text if it worked right. See, it fades it in and then fades it back out at the end. Okay? So that's one thing you can do with that. I can also click on this and go to the next one over. Oh, sorry. Next one over and go to effects here. And if I want to make it like a blur or a dream or invert the colors or image stabilization, sharpen, all kinds of effects that I can do. I can either make it to one clip or all the clips. Okay? So that's how I do that. Now for this one, notice how the picture is kind of far away. So I'm going to do the same thing here. I'm going to click on this. I'm going to click up here, and I'm going to adjust this. So I can click on this and change the picture so it then fits inside the screen. I can come here and grab this and move the part up that I want to see here. So I'm going to leave a little of the text down below here, so that's where I can put a title at. I can rotate it if I want to. I can rotate it back if I need to. I can flip the image if I need to. So lots of different stuff. I can scale it. What I really like about this is there's all kinds of different things I can do. I can do what's called an animation. So at the start, I can make it be where it's small like this, and then at the end, it changes to the bigger version. So when I play this, it's gonna come in and fill up the whole screen as the video is playing. So I like how that looks. I can change the brightness, contrast. So if it's a little too light, I can brighten it up a little bit, change the color, temperature a little bit on it if I want to, the tint. So just mess around with these different picture type things. If I want to color key something, this is if you're doing like a green screen, you want to get rid of the background of it, you can click on this stopper and put it on the color, and then that color won't show up. For example, here's the stopper. I want to get rid of that color red. And see how that takes out all that red. I don't want that, so I'm going to hit Control-Z, and that will undo. Actually, it won't undo. I'm just going to trash it right here, and now it's gone. But I can use that if I want to remove a color from the picture. Okay? So all these different things I can do. When I'm done, I hit Done Editing. So here's what it's going to look like. It's going to kind of come in slowly, animate it into it, and leave it right there. So now I'm going to add another title in here. So again, I want a title. So I'm going to use, let's say this one right here. So I'm just going to drag that above the picture. Double click on it will also open up this, or hit at those 3 lines there. And then I can change what the primary text is. And then I can change the font if I want to. And then I can do my secondary text where it says it's on March 5th. And then I can change the font on that one too. I can decide how big I want this font to be or how small I want it to be here, okay? Or I can just leave it on auto. I can change the color of it. Okay, and then when I'm done, I also have, again, I can do all these different things to scale it, position it, all these different things here. And when I'm done editing, I just hit it. And then now when I go back, this is what my video is going to look like. Click off of it, move the playhead back, and I click it, and there's my title. And then here's my picture with the fading in title. And then here's the title I just added in with the animation to the picture to bring it in. So all those things have been added in just a few minutes. Then the next thing, maybe I want to put a background in here. I don't really like how this is black back here. So I can come up here to my media and click on, I want to go to, here it is. It's the graphics. So I'm going to put one of these backgrounds in the background of this. So I'm going to drop it in here. Now it's going to ask me, do I want to push everything down, insert it and just push everything down, or do I want to trim to fit it? So I want to trim to fit, because I want it to fit right in that little spot there. So now it will do that. But now, notice that it's in the back. So I got to switch these two positions so that the top layer can see through, because this is not transparent. So I want to be able to go here. And why I have to switch these, because the background here is not transparent. So this is where my picture should be, and my title should be on top. So I always try to put the titles in row 2. So here you go. See how it's showing up in the background? Just adds a little bit of interest to the shot. Then here's your title here. And then your other one. Okay, so now we have some basic video put in here with some titles. But now I want to add a voiceover in. Okay, so I'm going to go back here to add some media. And I want to click on record. I want to do a voiceover here. So I'm going to go to where I want, move the playhead to where I want to start my my audio at. And I'm going to hit the record button. You have to hit allow, and it will come up here. All right, so preview while recording, that's fine. Mute audio, that's fine. So I'm going to click right here, and then I'm going to be able to say what I want. And it's going to start it from the beginning. So if I don't want to say anything at that point, I just don't say anything. Get a countdown. The Boston Tea Party took place in Boston. And then if I like how this goes, I click on it, and it will then put it up here in the line. And then all I got to do is drag this down to my shot that I want to use it with. And then here we go. The Boston Tea Party took place in Boston. The Boston Tea Party took place in Boston. I don't know why. Oh, I put it down twice, that's why. I'm seeing how on that one I'm hearing my voiceover. It automatically puts it down in there for you, so you don't have to actually insert it unless you need to. So you click on it. The Boston Tea Party took place in Boston. Okay, I can do the same thing for this shot. So I go to where I want it to start at. I hit the microphone and preview while recording, and I'm going to mute the audio so I don't hear it. The Boston Massacre took place on March 5th. If I like it, I can control the amount of volume I want on this, but if I like it, I just hit the check mark. And then again, it should already put it in there for me. There it is. And then I can play that. The Boston Massacre took place on March 5th. Good. So now I want to add a little music into the beginning. So I have my video, I have my audio voiceover, now I want to add a little music in. So I can come up here to music, I can listen to these just by clicking on them. And then all I have to do is just come up here and then drag this. If this is the one I want to use, look how it's going to set right over the top of all my other voiceovers. So it's going to ask me, do I want to fit it to trim to fit it? Yes, I do. Okay, so now I can hit the play button and it will play. And this is audio, so I'm going to move it up to here. And I can have it in the background of my music too. So I can pull this and make it a little longer to go the whole length. And we listen to this now. Here it goes. in Boston. Notice how it's kind of loud right there. So I'm going to adjust that a little bit here by pulling down this blue line here. And I can fade it in, fade it out if I want to, or I can just grab this line and put a little marker in, and I can then adjust the line down when it gets to where my voiceover is at. So I want this to be a little higher. So this is higher volume through here, but once it gets to my voiceover, I'm going to put it in. Then all I do is click on the other end, and I drag that in. Those are called keyframes. So it's going to allow me to turn the volume down in certain parts. So I did that by just, again, clicking on the line, and then it tells me what the percentage is, and I can move that lower or up depending on how I want it to go. So I just put a keyframe at the beginning, and then I had them at here to where the voiceover is taking over at, and then the music will go back up at the end. So let's see how that looks. So I move my playhead back. The Boston Tea Party took place in Boston. The Boston Massacre took place on March 5th. And there's how I create my video. So that gives me the basics here of how to make a video. I can also add in here transitions to just give it a little flair. So if I want to crossfade between my pictures, this allows me to have a transition between the two. So I just come in here, and I'm just going to drop this on the video, and right on in between the two pieces of video, and this is what it's going to look like now. The Boston Tea Party took place in Boston. The Boston Massacre. See how the cross comes in there? If I want to see more of the screen, I can pull this open. Maybe I say, I don't like how that looked. So I can just take another one like this mosaic and drag it in between them and see how this looks. The Boston. See, what it does is it takes some of the video from the A and the B line and puts them together in a little clip. The Boston Massacre took place on March 5th. So that's just what we call transitions. I can try any of these. I can drag any of these in here to that spot and just find one that I like the best that transitions between the two clips. The Boston Massacre took place on March 5th. Okay, so now I have my title right here. And see how I make this smaller again if I don't need to see so much of it. So it's just showing me. It's not changing the size of the video, it's just about what I'm allowed to see and how close I'm going in on it. So I have up here my titles. I have my background right here to go underneath the title. I have my layer of pictures that go underneath these titles. I have my audio, the music that I put in there with keyframes installed. And I can just adjust those by clicking on it. And then I have my voiceovers. I can turn them down if I need to. So I have all of these things in here that I need to put in. I can also add in at the end, if I wanted to add another title in, I could even put in all the sources I used. So kind of like a bibliography in here if I wanted to. Okay? I can just click on this, double click, opens it up, or just click on the little 3 lines, and I can put in here my bibliography. Okay, and then I could type in all the information where I got it from, document 1, and etc. on this, and tell me all about it. Okay, and you can change the size of these to be small, so it all fit on one slide. You can change your font, all these good things. Done editing. Okay, so now I have this all together. It's a little long, so I'm just going to drag it over, holding down the mouse to drag it over, and then I have my video put together. Pretty simple. I can also, how I'm going to add in more pictures. Now I have 2 pictures here. So I want to be able to add in media from different spots. So how I do that is I'm going to go here and import media. So, but before I do that, I have to get some media that I want to have imported. So I go here to the internet, and let's say I want a picture of the T-Act. So I go in, type in T-Act in Google, pull it up, and then I can go to images, and I can find an image that looks good that I can use in my video. I'm going to right-click on it, save copy as, and I'm not sure if this is exactly how it works on the Chromebook, but it's the same idea that you want to put it inside your folder for your Chromebook. And so you want to put it on in your Google Drive. Either in your Google Pictures or in your Google Drive would be better. So creating a folder in your Google Drive and then putting these inside them would be best. And I'm not exactly how that's going to look in there, but I'm just showing you on my computer how this looks. So I have my T-Act picture. I'm going to open up now my Google Drive, and I'm going to click on, I'm going to go to my Google Drive here, and I'm going to go to New, File Upload, and then I'm going to go to that picture of the T-Act and put it in here. So I'm going to find that. Here it is. Click on that. It uploads it. If I have a file made, I could upload it directly to the file or just have it in my Google Drive. Best to keep it organized though. Okay, then we go back to our WeVideo. Now we can import that picture by going to Import Media. Click on from the Google Drive. You have to put what account you're using. Click on your file and watch it upload right here. When it's done, all I got to do is insert it into the timeline here. And again, I'm going to click it and it's going to say I want to insert and push this one all the way down. So now it's going to put it at the end of the line. So then I could have my T-Act in there. Again, click right here to adjust it, or double click on it will allow me to adjust it. Either way. Okay? So once I get everything in place the way I want it. Oh, by the way, I can also use a site called audioblocks.com. And it will allow me to get different types of music. So I log in using Mr. Bolio's login, which is dbolio at stilicum.k12.wa.us, and then the password is pirates. Okay, so I put in pirates and I hit login. I can then find a piece of music that I want. And once I have a piece of music I want, once I find a piece of music I want, I got to click on the details of it, pause it, click on the details, and then I'm going to download a MP3 here, and I can download it to my computer and then save it to my I'm sorry, I'm trying to see if there's a way to do it directly to the Google Drive, but I don't see one. So once it's done downloading, I do it just like I did for the other one. Now that I have it here, I go to my Google Drive. I'm going to go New, File Upload, go to Downloads, and it should come up here with the piece of music, or actually I maybe put it on the desktop here. So I would go over here and I would find my piece of music, which I don't see right now, which is not good. But if I found my piece of music, maybe it's in here, down here farther. Let's see. Let's see. Oh, I don't know if this is it or not, but I'm going to use it just so we can hear it. Oh, I think this is it. Yes. So I click on that. I upload it in here. And then all I got to do is exactly the same thing. Is go to Upload Media, Google Drive, log into my account. Oop, cancel. Go back to my account. And then I have my piece of music right here. And now it's going to upload it. And once it's done, I can drag it right into the audio line. So I'm not limited to just what's in the program. I can use whatever I download from audioblocks.com and use my password and login to be able to get into that. Then when I'm completely done, I want to click on Finish. All right, so I'm going to name my video, put my name in it, and then give me part of the title in there. and then hit set. And then I want to be able to load this up to my file, so I click it right there. Okay, so choose the settings which from the button to finalize your video, publish to be consumed, or to be able to be consumed by every time you publish a video. Okay, so click finish. Now you can also save it to your Google Drive. And then hit finish. So it will then save it to your Google Drive so that you'll have it in a couple places. And now it's going to capture the video, and it takes a little while for it to come up, but then again it says it's being processed, and that's how you would then have your video. I hope you enjoyed this video. By the way, if you're wanting more ideas on how to do videos in WeVideo, there's a great website called WeVideo Academy. If you just put in here, it's called, if you just put in WeVideo Academy and then search for it, it will come up here with it, and then it will have all kinds of videos that you can use to be able to, if you forget how to do something or if you want to add it in. Like right here is how to submit a video into Google Classroom.
WeVideo is integrated with Google Classroom to easily allow students to submit a final video to a classroom assignment. When students are done creating their videos, they can simply click on the Google Classroom button under the video. Then choose their class and assignment, and send their final video directly to the teacher. WeVideo makes video creation easy, and with Google.
So you can see that you can even submit the video once it's done, once it's been loaded up, you can then submit your videos directly into Google Classroom. So I'm just waiting on this to finish rendering here so I can show you how to do that. So that's kind of a cool thing to be able to do. You can also come back here and in your WeVideo, and you can, again, in that place, you can find all kinds of different links on how to do this. Okay? So this is almost done rendering. It's at 99%. When my video's done, we'll be able to show you how to play it. So it's still finishing. All right, so my video's done. So I can click on my video and open it up, and here it comes up to this video. And again, here's where I can now submit it into Google Classroom. Click right here on Google Classroom, pick my class, click my, oh, this is signed in as me. So I gotta go to the student, go to example class, and then I want to select from the class that I'm going to be using, and then I hit go. And if there was an assignment that went with this, it would show up there for you and you'd be able to load it in. I hope this helped you with your video. If not, ask me in class what to do, and thank you for watching.